My name is Jamie Donk. I'm a senior at Grassroot High School, and I enjoy playing ping pong, reading, and playing video games. My favorite books are all fictional, which includes the Michael Vey series from when I was in fifth grade, and a Korean novel called Solo Leveling. For video games, I really enjoy playing Rocket League, Terraria, and the majority of PvE games like Left 4 Dead 2 and Payday 2, just to name a few. I have one particular dislike, and that is being forced to eat really bitter foods. And I do have a fear of heights, but I've since gotten over that. I enjoy eating salty and spicy foods, and obviously now amusement parks are like one of my favorite things to go to. And all my life, I was introverted, and with the help of my friends and teachers, I slowly acclimated into becoming more extroverted, I guess you could say. My life goals are pretty simple to achieve. I wish to continue to get straight A's in classes, to walk both ways up a hill, to play the harmonica and the piano, of which I just got, and to get a stable income job that I enjoy. I was kidding about a few of these, but which ones were actually real? Uh, of course, at the end of high school, I wish to go to college and get a degree in economics or finance. To achieve this, I mean, it's not very complicated, is it? I want to get accepted into a college I'm interested in, to save up enough money to attend, and hopefully get out in 4 years. If not, I'll keep going, I guess. Okay, so I just took a look at the video, and this video would have been 35 minutes long if I had kept going at the same speed that I was talking at. So I'm just gonna go through some of the major points, as I don't think I need to say the entire script out loud of 4,700 words. So number one, chapter two is the fact that my parents were obviously a big influence in my life. However, my grandparents were most likely the biggest influence. They taught me everything, most of the things I knew, and taught me how to be mature and respectful. Um, as for my relatives, like my aunt and uncle, I wasn't I wasn't really close to them whatsoever. Not then and not now. And I honestly have some of my friends that are more like relatives than my actual relatives are, and they are Wesley and Zanir. Um, Many of my personalities from this year are because of them. With Wesley's over sarcastic jokes and Zanir's weird outburst of like one-liners. Um, we have so many classes together, and we would always get our work done and just joke around like that. And I've started to learn a lot from them. In chapter three, suddenly I arrived. Um, there's many points I want to bring up right now, but I think the most important one is speaking of the relatives. When we had gone to Busch Gardens previously, I think I was 7 years old at the time. I don't really remember them from very long ago. Uh, Chapter four, early days of school. I was really bad in school. My English was subpar. As a Chinese American who spoke Chinese first and not American English, I was put in a special class where all I did was read and test on English. The class sucked, but the teacher was amazing. And there was this one moment where I had called the teacher a miss, and that was really embarrassing at the time and even now. But speaking of the big kid, I'm skipping a few chapters. Uh, I hated middle school. I was rezoned from Great Bridge Middle School to Hugo Owens because of this weird rezoning thing where they had too many people, so they just move them. Anyways, don't worry about that. So I stayed in Great Bridge for 1 year and Hugo for the next two. And honestly, middle school was super easy to figure out. I honestly really like the multiple teachers thing because if there was one teacher that you really hated, and then there's a whole bunch of teachers you liked, you could still get the teachers you liked and just bear with the teacher you hated. And speaking of the teacher you hate, eighth grade of middle school was probably my favorite year of middle school. I had many great teachers, and followed by COVID-19 or something like that. Don't remember that now. But I had great teachers in geometry, social studies, English, and band. Um, for the great teachers, Mr. Phillips. Um, Thank you for keeping me in band. Uh, if it wasn't for you being a good teacher, I most likely would have quit a long time ago. Thank you very much. Going back to my childhood, there's probably a video that's gonna be playing here. Um, I would always walk to from my house to buy groceries. Um, the food line was so close nearby, so why not just walk there, right?
I
Um,
remember being in those swings right there. Uh, one of the first times ever doing it, and then second or third time I moved immediately to that. That was never there originally. But yeah, this chessboard here was pretty cool. Yeah, fun times honestly. They were they were great.
this wasn't in the video. I had completely forgotten. But to the left of the park that I was in was a Jimmy John's, and it wasn't originally Jimmy John's, but it was an ice cream store that had the biggest waffle cones that I've ever seen. I remember going home. Um, I mean, this place is where I spent 8 years, I think, roughly 8 years of my life growing up, and I really wish we didn't leave. Honestly, the backyard was just so it was so spacious, and there were a whole bunch of vegetables growing in the back because my grandpa didn't want to pay for them, so why not just grow them yourself if you can. um our house was next to the pond, um which it led to some pretty funny moments. There were some geese that were laying, obviously they were laying eggs, or maybe it was duck, not really quite sure, but we were running low on eggs, so and by me, I mean my grandparents, decided to steal the eggs and run back inside. Uh, I on second thought, thinking back on that, probably shouldn't have done that, but those were the good old days. Um, Honestly, chapter 6, I wish I could see again. What do I say about this? Okay, so apparently me in the video uh did not know what to talk about, and also me in the video did not know we were going way over time as usual for me. There are three people who I want to talk about, all of which actually still go to our school. They are Carson Cunningham, Colin Shine, and Hayden Rietma. Yeah, again, all three of them go to our school. The one I really want to talk about is one from Great Bridge Middle School. He was a fellow trombone player, good friend of mine from sixth grade. I just haven't seen him around, and I think he's probably still at Great Bridge. So if I ever get the chance, I do want to talk to him. Mostly just about classes and uh, if he's continued band or not, stuff like that. Very simple. I'm not that big of a movie person. Anybody knows, anybody that knows me will say, yeah, I agree. There have only been 4 movies that I've watched in my entire life, and I didn't even choose the movies, nor did I choose to go and watch the movies. If anyone wanted to know, they were Fast and Furious 7, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Oppenheimer, and Thor: Love and Thunder. If anybody wanted to know, my favorite movie was Oppenheimer, followed by the Mario movie and Thor. Because of the lack of movies, that I will be talking about the shows that I watched while growing up. Like most people, I watched one of two channels, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. Overall, I really enjoyed Adventure Time, Regular Show, SpongeBob, and Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. Back when we still had cable, I could vividly remember me and my brother sitting on the couch watching Regular Show and Teen Titans. We were both avid watchers of Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon was kind of just there to like have any filler in case Cartoon Network didn't have any good shows. Not saying anything on there was bad, but just Cartoon Network was just objectively better at the time. However, Full House, one of the shows on Nickelodeon, was one of my favorite shows to watch just overall at night. It started when my family was traveling to New York, and we still had some time before leaving, so I just decided to watch whatever was on cable, and Full House popped up, and immediately I just grew to like love it, and it just clicked with me. Um, I don't watch it anymore. We no longer have cable, but it's still, I think it's still a very important memory for me. Okay, so I checked the video again. It is still 30 minutes long because I went on another whole bunch of rants in the video, which sorry I keep on doing, but that's how it is sometimes. Chapter 9, game time. Um, there are some games from my childhood, most of which are off the App Store, like Infinity Blade and called Mini Double Shot. In middle school, I didn't really have any games that I found myself. It was mostly introduced by my cousins. But in high school, all the way until now, there are 3 games that I still play for the majority of the time. That is Rocket League, Roblox, and Osu. And Osu is probably the game that I enjoy the most right now because it is the game where am able to push my limits and my physical body actually for that reason. Uh, because the ceiling for Osu is just the skill ceiling is just so endless that I feel like anybody is able to pick up the game, play it for a while, and then just immediately get better at it. Okay, now going immediately into chapter 10, uh, let's take a vacation. I wanted to talk about two things. Number one is New York. Um, New York is both heaven and hell at the exact same goddamn time. It is the food there is so good. Everything. There's things that look nice, Manhattan and stuff, but everything is just so pricey. I just don't like going back there anymore. Louisiana was the next place, the latest place that I vacationed at. We were visiting my aunt from my mother's side, whom I had never met before, and we stayed in a whole bunch of spare rooms in their house. Food was great. I mean, crawfish broils, lobsters, a whole bunch of fish. That's odd. Obviously, that's really good, but that was like the one of the only good parts about it. The only other interesting thing that we got to do was ride on this airboat, and we got to see some alligators, which is pretty cool, but it's not like worth a week of being there cool. For the early years of high school, I was I think COVID really impacted my idea of what high school really is because I still felt like a middle school kid in high school. So I really wish that I was able to like go into the building and learn, even though like, staying at home playing video games and half-assing homework was fun. I just feel like I should have gone to school anyways, no matter what. Uh Sophomore year, I don't think there's very much to say about that. My teachers were really middle of the pack. My classes were okay; they weren't that good, and overall the year just felt like a flash. The one good thing that came from sophomore year is jazz band, and jazz band was the one thing that was keeping me going and keeping me motivated in school. To be fairly honest, and I got a I got to gain more confidence in my own ability to play the trombone. I got connections that I hadn't had before with new friends, and I gained a massive skill boost again playing the trombone. I think those connections really made next year better. Junior year was definitely the best year of high school, even like so far considering this year, um, because of marching band. Marching band was just the most fun I've had in a while, and not only was I having fun, we were also winning, which is ridiculous to be saying. Um, but it was also the year that I got a whole bunch of amazing teachers, Mr. Blackadder, Miss Beam, and Mr. San Augustine. He goes by Essay. Um, all of them are in the top 5 for the best teachers I've ever had. For chapter 12, I've already talked about it earlier in the video, but Wesley and Zanir are my two best friends from middle school. I know best friends is like, one thing, but two best friends. Um, I've had a lot of fun with them, and we talk on like a daily basis. I'm actually in a call with them right now as I'm recording the video before the deadline. Um, I have a really bad sense of procrastination. I get it. I mean, that's the reason why Zanier's here. He's here to like double check things and to help me, make sure I'm on top of things. Because if I'm, doing something stupid, he'll probably call me out for it. Basically, what I'm saying is it's your fault. Yeah, Zanier, when you're watching this video with me when we're peer editing, yeah, it's your fault. It's all your fault. Speaking of the projects that we were in, that I've completed many projects with both Wesley and Zanier. We built a trebuchet and we built a PVC gun, and we had many digital projects that we did online. Um, Compared to senior year, junior year was just so much better. I mean, it's just so depressing how little things we got to do in like groups and stuff. Junior year was just like it felt like my senior year to me. Um, Not quite sure if we'll keep in touch after high school because college, a job, graduating, stuff like that. It's just like a relationship. All of that might end. A friendship. I don't know. I don't know if it will this time, but you never know. It's really blurry at this time. I don't know what my path is after graduating yet. So we'll see where life leads, right? Chapter 13. Okay. I want to start by saying I have dated before, but I've never truly been in love. Even like, the one time I dated wasn't actually by my own accord. I didn't ask her out. It was actually my friends like joking around, and she just said yes, and I was like, what? But yeah, we weren't on bad terms, and it was fifth grade, and we ended in sixth grade. So yeah, I didn't have a crush afterwards. Um, I didn't have a crush at school, but I did have a celebrity crush. Actually, two for that instance. It was Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy from Sam and Cat. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. It was just me thinking, oh wow, I like Ariana Grande, and oh wow, I like Jeanette McCurdy. So yeah, I had actually completely forgotten about Sam and Cat until now. So thank you, Miss Anderson, for bringing this video to my attention. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Yeah, my childhood crushes and relationship, I guess. For chapter 14, obviously this year's fun. It hasn't been up to par as junior year. And this is the one year that I was actually debating whether I wanted to be in band or not, and I did. And I'm not regretting the decision whatsoever. I actually just got a piano, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely be playing this much more often. But like, I don't think so. I don't think I'll be able to for quite a while because my classes this year are just way too difficult. I mean, AP Stats, AP Calc, a lot of APs. I mean, just currently, I don't know if I'm having so much fun as I am junior year. Um, and to add on to that, our marching band was just not up to par. Honestly, it was. We got some podium finishes, which was great, but it was nothing like what we did last year. And so, I think everybody was disappointed in how the season was, uh, including me, of course. Chapter 15. If I could live my life over again, I would be less nervous to talk to people, and I would love if my maturity and my mentality for things also stay the same. So I would like to have my maturity when I was a kid. Um, I was really dumb and idiotic back then. Is the reason why I would say so. I also regret not traveling out much, which also ties into like the nervousness thing because I was really afraid to ask my parents to go out and travel. And even if they said no, I feel like I should have still done it just in case. But I have made good decisions in my life, and I don't think I would pass any of them up whatsoever for another decision. Uh, if I had never met Wesley and I've never accepted his extremely sarcastic comments, then I would have never met Zanir because I was introduced to Zanir by Wesley on Discord. Um, so yeah, and my grades would be spiraling right now because yeah, he's the one that's helped me a lot in this video. Hi Zanir, I know you're watching this again after a little bit. Literally like 10 minutes after this video, he'll probably be watching this part. It's like, oh my god, hi. But yeah, it's a Chinese person taking help from another Asian is, oh my god, so shameful. But my grades would definitely be worse, 100%. But all this is to say that I don't think I would change myself whatsoever. I'm happy right now, and I think that's all I need. Working on this video, I'm gonna take it a little slower for this part. I think specifically should be much more important. Um, and it's probably part of the rubric anyways for like the rubric and like how you end off a video. Um, but working on this video has made me realize I am super lazy and procrastinistic about a lot of things, and that I am very nervous to talk to people, which uh used to talk to people. Now I'm fine. Um, and the fact that I am always leaning towards being way too depressed or way too happy has caught my attention while writing the script. I'm always like either making one too many sad jokes or making one too many jokes in general, to be fairly honest. For my life, like from when I was young to like middle school, something like that, I was uh very introverted and like a very secluded child. I wouldn't really go out the house much. And I've slowly been able to make new friends as I've gotten older from eighth grade to now, basically. I've been able to make new friends and talk to people. Um, and then for my friends, I don't think there's anything I would say I had to think about or to realize because as soon as I saw the chapter, I knew what I had wanted to write instantly. Um, I had been closer to them than to my family, which is quite sad and quite happy that I have people that I can trust on, and people who are supposed to be close to me are so far apart. Um, but I mean, comparatively, I enjoy talking to people like to my friends, sometimes for hours on end. Zanir is still in the call. We were just going over like like my video and stuff, and discussing what I should be doing. Um, like we would do that, like listen to music and play Terraria for days on end, or like just chat and do homework at the same time. Honestly, that is just the most enjoyable thing for me to do. Uh, I hope that this book or video in this case like shows my progression as a person. I hope it shows more of like my highs and lows throughout the years. Mostly lows in my early years and highs now, obviously. There's the things that I enjoy doing or seeing, and how dramatic I can be sometimes. Um, Even now, while like thinking about presenting this video, I always feel like I'm going to get a bad grade on this, like 50, 60, something like that, because I don't have that many pictures. Obviously, this project is about, you know, your memories. So you should have pictures in the video, but I just don't have any. My parents were just not that type of people. So yeah, that still haunts me even till now. I mean, that's what they call a slippery slope. Um, Hope you liked the video, Miss Anderson. Again, sorry about the lack of pictures, but you know, what can you do? I mean, I was procrastinating until Thursday, which has really ruined my mental health. But yeah, and to no, actually no, that's it. Yeah, I don't want to go on for too long because this video is gonna get way too long. But basically, like, thanks for watching, I guess. Give me a good grade. Please give me a good grade on this because I need the hundreds. I need the hundreds, Miss Anderson. Please. All right. Bye.